Well, welcome back to episode 21 on Saxlingham Farm, and it is going to be a busy month. We have absolutely loads to do, and whilst I wanted to play the episode in 5x speed, I think this is one where we break that rule already and go back to 1x speed because the potatoes are ready. And I am fearful this will take quite some time. We do have a big machine, so that's helpful. But yes, I don't want to risk 5x speed being too fast for the work that's required. We also have the 2 canola fields. So we did canola in the last episode, and we had 2 other fields that were ready this month. That's field 2 and 3. So I've got a harvester down there ready with a trailer. I've got a trailer over the other side of this field for the potatoes to put into our silo bin. And we have ample fields to prep, but I guess that's going to have to wait now for another month. It certainly won't be this episode because of so much we have to do. We also have 250,000 litres of potatoes still left from the last harvest and a full 200,000 in the actual potato factory. So I didn't sell as many as I thought I had. So this time round we will see what we get, but I suspect we can probably sell a lot more than we need to keep. That depends on whether we do potatoes again. That is the intention, to keep continuing with potatoes and sugar beet, as well as corn for the corn chips. So yeah, we'll make a start because lots to do. Right, so I am thinking we get this one put onto Courseplay and let it pretty much do its own little thing. We can obviously empty the harvester periodically, and then we'll focus on the canola and then come back to this once the canola is all done. That is my initial thoughts and plan. Just eat our way in a bit. Right, hopefully that should be adequate with the amount of headlands and then up and downs. It shouldn't get stuck. keep forgetting this is the house that's got the unrealistic speed on it. So I've knocked it down to 10 mile an hour for now. I think that's reasonable for allowing this to do what it needs to do while we do the other tasks. So I do want to come back to this at some point. Not sure whether best to put the harvester on self-unload or try and get the trailer to do the unloading. Either way, we will take the first load ourselves. It allows the first headland to get a decent run. Yes, I think we're going to put this on AI and Courseplay for this to self-unload the combine rather than the combine going to it. Right, we'll get the second unload and then I will see you down at the canola field.
I've been dead in water for some time, picking up the parts of all my life. Didn't get to solve it this time. How am I to break apart? Don't tell me why we can't collide. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Don't you feel it? Don't you feel it? On the break of dawn, I'll follow you to carry on. On the break of dawn, Don't you feel it? On the break of dawn, I follow you to carry on. On the break of dawn, I'll follow you to carry on. Until the break of dawn.
Right, well, we've done the first field of canola. I've put an AI worker on the second field while we take over the carting of the potatoes. I think that's the best way of doing this because this field's almost done. We should hopefully get this unloaded a bit quicker than AI because we can use this little shortcut down here, whereas the AI is being used on the main road. Once we're all done, we can see roughly what our yield's been like. Looking at the time, I probably didn't need to reduce this down to speed 1. I could have maybe got away with times 5 still. And with any luck, this can get to the top of the row, turned around and back over, so I don't need to go through the crop. Bit of a shame that AI misses these ends, but we will pick them up at the end. Right, well, that's the potatoes done. We will see what our yield was like. And because I left the time where I've left it, we probably have time now to do a bit of field prep. We've got the remaining from the air harvester, and then I'll put that away. $610,000. We had about 250,000. We have a yield tracker. This was field 8. How do you move along without the cursor? Does this not track potato? Yeah, it mustn't track potato. Right, well I think we had about 250,000 in the silo already, so that takes this down to about 350,000 we got off that field. So not as many as I thought. Bear in mind, we consume around 700,000 a year in the potato chip factory, so we have a year's supply, but we will need another field of potatoes putting in at some point. Right, let's move this out of the way, because when the canola comes up, it will be going in there too. We'll put this here for now. I will tidy up, go and check where the canola's at, and then catch up with you just before we start doing the field prep. Right, so I think for the end of this episode what we will do is pick up the straw and get these two fields ready for being prepped on the next episode with all the other fields, and that keeps everything level pegging. I've sent the trailer back up to the farm. There should be enough space in the harvester for the remaining canola. And then once we get this done, we'll end the episode. So I think what I'll do, I will do this off camera, and I will get back to you when the bales are all here so we can see how many bales we get off the two fields. Well, we have 3 stacks of bales and a fourth which is almost fully stacked. So it's about 200,000 litres per stack. So we have, I think, just shy of 800,000 litres, which isn't bad going. Now we don't need the straw, so I think we'll take this straight down to one of the sell points. I don't know how much the value is, we're just going to sell it. The other thing I did, I got the straw off field 1, which was a contract field we did a few episodes ago. The straw was still there. I took it, because why not? I think when we get this sold, we will call the episode here and make preparations for the next episode. Let's see what we get for this Marshall stack. $1,500. It's not bad. Let's see what the straw is valued at. Yeah, so it is pretty much its lowest point currently. Would get another 28, give or take, per 1,000 litre. But worth waiting. Yeah, the other 3 stacks will wait. I'm just going to leave them on the field though. I'm not going to take them back to the farm. There's no point. Anyway, I think on that note, we will leave things here. So, thank you very much for watching. If you're subscribed, fantastic. If not, please consider subscribing. Turn the notifications on. Drop me a comment, hit me a like. Really appreciate that because it will help the channel grow and hopefully help me produce a bit more content for a wider audience. So, again, for now, see you later.